I honestly think that Saturn-Neptune conjunction is gonna be, you know, depending on what, like, obviously, depending on what somebody wants out of life, and like depending on how much they could already be, or maybe that they're, maybe depending on how much they're not at all yet really used to striving for, like, whatever decisions to them feel like are more authentic or whatever. Basically, if people are used to like living in reality, no matter how stark. What, babe? Show me. No, show me. Penny. Basically, though, so depending on whatever level of reality someone may not be used to already living in, regardless of how starkly it may strike them, okay? I think that the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is actually going to be really helpful. You know, I said it recently. It's like a checkpoint. You know, it's not a reality check, but it's like a reality checkpoint though. And like based on how willing somebody is to really be living their life with their eyes open is the level or the degree, the quality of which it will strike their life.
Look, Mom.
In a useful way.
Look at Angry Bird.
Because Saturn is, aww. Do you want to get your clay out and try to make him?
Yeah.
We have all those little clays.
Yeah, and Sis will say, you help me, Mom, because
I can.
don't know.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can help. Okay. Keep his picture there so we know what he looks like. But yeah, so because Saturn rules Capricorn, Capricorn is, I use the term, like, I don't know who came up with these terms, but I forgot. But each one of the, you know, tropically speaking, according to the 12 signs of the zodiac, each sign like has its own phrase. And the phrase for Capricorn is, I use. So I think that with that being said, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is going to be useful regardless, but it's just like, you know, in what way? Like, how are you gonna use that in your life? Like, how are you gonna use it, you know? Saturn is just as important in everybody's chart, whether or not they have Capricorn or Aquarius placements, right? So I mean, Saturn, you know, that's why limitations teach us, you know, or perceived limitations, or the things that we get fixated upon believing are limiting us, or whatever. It's all the same thing, you know. We make use of it, we make do with it. And I think in the sign of Aries, I think honestly it's gonna be like a really refreshing, like, kind of frontier of like reality, this reality checkpoint to be working with. I think it's gonna be really cool because Chiron is leaving Aries this year, so it's no more of this like, oh, these are my wounds, this is what's stopping me. Now it's like Saturn's like, how are you gonna use that? Our limitations teach us, you know. Limitations, it's not about just limiting you and disciplining you in a way that's like unneeded, you know. It isn't just about it being a constraint, it's about it being a container. And like Bruce Lee said, what does he say? Be like water or whatever, because water, it's always gonna fit inside of the exact container that it's in. So it's like Saturn is our container, but it isn't our constrainer. It's not here to only constrict and constrain. It's here to shape and entrain, probably would be a better word for it. But ironically, right, and I forgot that I'm talking about Neptune too, where it's like, yeah, Bruce Lee said be like water, right? And then Neptune like rules the ocean or whatever. So Poseidon, right, the god of the sea. So it's like, and Neptune rules so many other things as well. But I'm, for my own personal opinion here, for my example, I'm saying, how are you going to make use of this, all of this structured water in your life? How are you gonna make use of it? It's like, I don't know, I'm excited though. It's certainly gonna be much different energy than Chiron being in Aries, so I'm excited for that. And with Chiron heading into Taurus, it'll certainly be interesting. It'll certainly be interesting. But, do it, babe, do it. But yeah, so Saturn and Neptune. It's gonna be a good one. Probably gonna be pretty interesting. I'm excited about it. Regardless of what sign the exact conjunction would be in, this would be very, it's gonna be very defining. It's gonna be very life defining. But it's cool that it's at 0 Aries, and hopefully that's another part of this that like puts things into perspective for people, where it's like, as much as life is about like the rat race and the treadmill of the grind and all that, it's also deeply about like what is the business of the life that you live from the level of who you are as an individual. It's going to be very exciting. I think this is a placement, this is an aspect, this is a conversation between two planets that no matter who you are on the planet, it's really going to alter the way that you live your life from the most intimate layers of awareness and being. And I'm excited about it. I'm definitely excited about it. You couldn't pay for a you couldn't pay money for a retreat. You couldn't pay money for some sort of spiritual retreat that would give you what these two planets are going to give all of us. Beginning this year, beginning very soon, So I make use of it. How will you make use of it, And it's okay if for a little while it feels like it's making use of you. That's probably, especially for people who aren't into like self-awareness or pattern recognition or anything, they might feel like that a little bit. But life is not about being a victim. Neptune rules Pisces, right? Self-sabotage. Don't be pessimistic. Don't look at it like, oh, why me? Blah, blah, blah. Like, don't do something stupid and get locked up in jail. Don't abandon other people in your life. Don't abandon your work. Don't abandon your responsibilities. Like, hold tight. It's just, as with any other aspect in astrology, it might be a little bit rough for some people. Even like a Venus-Jupiter conjunction might be kind of rough for somebody, the way it plays out in their chart, like you never know. So So yeah. Now that we ended it on a lighter note,